Fairly simple. If you make surveys a bit more fun, you're going to get potentially better responses, more engaged people, think a bit harder. Simple as that, really. If I'm honest, I don't think there are any technologies in the market research industry that are adequately developed and designed for some of the more creative gaming techniques. That, the process of giving rewards is difficult to integrate into a survey. So I don't think anything is perfectly designed for that. We've developed some of our own tools, and I think a lot of the techniques really don't rely on technology. If I'm honest, it's more about the wording and the question that's more important often than the actual technology that the questionnaire is delivered. Yes, we published 2 or 3 papers on the whole topic. We've done a tremendous amount of research on research. It's not like, instant catch-all solution. It's like advertising. Some advertising works and some, frankly, doesn't. But we've got plenty of case studies to demonstrate the impact it can have. Oh yes, absolutely. And really, that's the only point of doing it. What we found is it improves attention, reduces people think more when they're playing a game than when they're not. And I've got countless examples of how it improves the data too. I think it can help to get people to think in different ways, particularly think quickly and sort of more system one-y and a bit more emotionally. It's a tool that you can use to get people to think sort of fast and slow. If I say, right, you've got 10 seconds to give your answer to this question or evaluate this ad in under a second, as a game, you're basically placing people in like a system one thinking protocol. Equally, you could ask people a really challenging question that encourages people to think a bit more. So you can cover off both ends of the spectrum with the methodology. Well, we've done a lot of work in looking at how it can transform ad testing, for example, and it works just fantastically. New product development, it's just made for. Instead of saying, do you like this product, you say, bet on whether this product's going to be successful or not, and how much you're going to bet. And you'll find that people's feedback is a lot more thoughtful. The techniques we've used, from doctor surveys to B2B surveys, right the way through to straightforward consumer surveys. I think it's very broad in ways it can be applied. It requires imagination to apply it. And so it's not like an out-of-the-box solution, but it's certainly very versatile. If I'm honest, we've had difficulties in applying some of the thinking to social research, where you're very reliant on, a very balanced bit of feedback, consistent feedback, and you can't tamper around with too many of the questions. I think that sometimes is a bit difficult. It's not to say you can't utilise some of the thinking, but it's difficult to say pitch a census survey in a fun way without potentially destroying some of the core metrics. If I'm honest, I think it's still a bit of a niche product, a niche solution. Not because there's not a lack of interest or wanting to do it, but the skill of execution it does require a lot of thinking that goes beyond a traditional survey, and it requires skills that a lot of people can't deliver on. So right now, I must say it's probably one in N solution, maybe 1 in 10 projects we run. You can say are potentially gamified. I don't think that the thinking, I don't think there's any one particular region or country that you can say is better or worse or more open-minded. I think that the thinking transcends sort of geographically. I would say that it's more at an individual level. There are people that are more open-minded to the idea than others. So I think it's more applied at a specific individual company rather than an international level. think they liked it. I think hopefully it touched a few nerve ideas. I think that I got some positive feedback. I think the whole idea that a survey question could actually also be an ad, and how you think about applying that approach to the thinking from advertising to survey is really relevant and really interesting too, and really, I think, a really powerful weapon to improve service design.